Hey, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all, listen. I am so excited to be here tonight. It is another amazing episode of Patio Chic Chats, and we're talking about it tonight. We are talking about how to be intentional about your success because I got the master. I got the master in the building tonight. Y'all, I'm talking to Deana Jean tonight. Y'all, listen. Talking about a sister who is out here being intentional about her success. Y'all, listen. You know what? I can't even wait to get her on. But wait a minute, before we even get started and before we even jump into that, let me go ahead and introduce myself to folks who are just jumping on for the first time. I am Tara L. Page, the creator and founder of this most magnificent group, Black women who love outdoor living spaces and the outdoor living lifestyle brand, the Patio Chic. So listen. We're here to have some fun tonight. Y'all know on Monday nights, we come in with the dope conversations and the dope guests because listen, we in here for it, honey. We are in here for it. So y'all, without further ado, listen, I'm going to go ahead and bring her up. I got to bring her in, y'all, because we got to go ahead and get in this. We got to go ahead and get into this information. I don't want y'all to wait. I don't want you to wait another minute. I don't want you to wait another minute. We're going to go ahead and bring her up right now. And I'm going to let her tell y'all a little bit about her. But y'all, let me tell you this. Before I bring her in, let me tell you right now, go get your pen, go get your paper, get ready. Are you ready? Let me see if you're ready in the comment section. And before I bring it up, let me go ahead and get y'all to give me some thumbs ups and some hearts. Pop into the comment section and say, hey girl, hey, listen, as you are listening, if you have a question, go ahead and jump in the comment section and type your question. We'll answer them. Promise. All right, y'all, let me go ahead and bring my girl up.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, sugar, how are you?
I am good. I've been looking forward to this for the last week. I'm like, we're gonna get on and we're gonna have this conversation. Yes. I'm excited. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Despite, so let me just tell you, it was kind of crazy today. My son just called me, which is, a sad part. So y'all just, be in prayer for my son. My son lost his best friend today.
Oh my God.
So that was like a whole damper. And he was like he was like one of my boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I know he would be like, Miss Tara, don't you stop. Don't you even cancel. Don't you even do, that is that kid, right? That is that kid. So, and I was so excited when the music came on because he was like a DJ. So, it always just pumps me up. And I was just thinking of him. So I know he is smiling down right this moment. So I just, so just be in prayer for my son, be in prayer for us, because that was a shock. So, but I am here and I'm still going to listen. We're going to have us a good time on here because, honey, that's what he would want us to do. That's what he would want Miss Tara to do. Miss Tara, you better go on and do that. Don't you stop your patio chick stuff for me. That would be that baby. So anyway, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'm so excited to have you. And listen, we are talking about how to be intentional in your success. Like this is the topic. Like, how do you be intentional? Like, y'all ready for this? Because do you have your pen and paper ready?
Listen, I see a few people in the chat. We need some more hearts because I think I want to make sure y'all have these gems because Tara, she keeps saying Deana, but Tara got some gems too, y'all. Y'all know she coaches. So don't let her set it up like it's just me, right? She gonna throw hers in there too.
I try to keep my coaching to a minimum, honey, because I'm so busy and I'm just like, oh, I just can't. But before we start, Deana, can you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you help the women in the world. Some men, I'm sure, but tell them.
Yeah, a few good men, right? A few good men. So
a few good men.
Absolutely. So I am Deana Jean, as you can see here on the screen, and I am a professional speaker, and I'm also a launch strategist. But most importantly, I am a master connector. It's what I love to do, and I am all about. Tara knows I am all about helping powerhouse women identify a tribe of other women that they can work with in order to be able to collaborate to crush their goals and their success. I love finding amazing women who are looking for other women to collaborate with and giving them the opportunity to find synergies. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Y'all feeling that? Are y'all picking up what she putting down already?
I'm seeing it. They're getting into it. They're getting into it. They're warming up. They're warming up a little bit.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So first things first, let's talk about family because I'm a wife. I'm a mom. So tell me about that. What's your family like? What's your family makeup like?
Jesus. Well, look, see, y'all won't get the full effect because they're actually out right now. But I am a mom of 3 and a wife of 1, so I don't have as many as Tara, but mine a little bit younger. So I have a daughter who will be 6 in July, who is Auntie Tara's baby, Aubrey. I got a son who just turned 11. And then I have another son who will be 13 in August. And I have been married to an amazing, wonderful husband. In August, it'll be 15 years that we've been married, 20 years that we've been together. And he just recently retired from the military after 23 years.
So wait a minute. Congratulations.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Congratulations, and please tell him thank you so much for his service. Yeah. There is something to be said about a man who serves our country. So I appreciate that. I'm definitely appreciative of his service. So, but anyway, so let's move right on into it. So tell me about, you said you're speaker, you're launch strategist, you're a master connector. Let's break this down. Let's break it down. So how did you start? Like, what made you the launch? Let's talk about launch. Let's talk about launch because I want to hit master connector on the end.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this launch strategist. What brings you to that? Like, what is that all about? Like, tell us what that is.
Yeah. So ultimately, being a launch strategist, all it means is that I help women who have awesome ideas, who have all of the elements of their ideas, and they are ready to start or continue something big, whether that be a company, whether that be an event, whether that be a new service. Mm-hmm. And I help them to be able to align a strategy and actions to their outcomes. Yeah. So what I've found is that most of my clients, they have everything that they need inside of them and surrounding them. And I serve as the catalyst to help them to think about it differently, to get out of their heads and into action, and to give them another set of eyes and ears to make sure that whatever they're launching, whatever they're doing, that their gift is at the center of it. Because when you are operating in your gift, you are always going to have tremendous success. That's how I got to the launch strategy piece.
Say that one more time. When you are operating in your gift.
Yes. When you are operating in your gift, and I am a witness, right? That is the key to tremendous success. It doesn't matter how much formal education you do or don't have.
Yeah.
My grandfather moved from Georgia to New York when he was in his late 20s with my grandma and my uncle in tow. They left my mom and my other uncle and my aunt in Georgia with my great grandma. And he came to New York and he built a life for his family and he sent for his kids. And he ended up retiring from New York City housing at the age of 65. And the week after he retired from New York City housing was the week that he actually decided he was going to learn how to read. He never knew how to read. Wow. And ended up learning how to read in a program at the New York City Public Library.
Yeah.
And did tremendously well, right? All that to say, my grandfather, his entire life, the thing that sustained him was his gift. He had the gift of gab. He could talk people into things. He was a loyal person. Yeah. So he was able to build relationships really easily. So that for me was a catalyst and a foundation to be able to look at it and say, all right, this man literally raised an amazing family of super accomplished children. My grandma never had to work unless she wanted to. All based off of his gift and his word. And so that's why I tell people all the time, there is absolutely no barrier to your success and your ability to accomplish tremendous things.
I love it. I love it. And your word is bond. I tell people that all the time.
Listen,
Like your word and your loyalty means everything, because sometimes you may not have the money. Sometimes you may not have the
right?
collateral, but you can say, "Listen, this is what I have and this is what I can bring to the table,"
Yep,
and you can make it. You can
absolutely,
make it. And
absolutely.
that, man, that is beautiful. I love that. So
Yeah,
what made you, like, I know you have the gift of being the launch strategist,
yeah.
I'm listening to your story about your grandfather. I believe he was a launch strategist back
He
then.
was, yeah, he was the original launch
The
strategist.
original launch strategist and a master connector. So
That
I see where you
that's
get it
where I get
from.
it from.
That's where you get it from. So
You see?
let's get into that, because what made you move to this launch strategist, like this launch specialist? Like what like clicked? What were
Yeah.
you doing to make you want to just jump into being to launching folks, helping folks to just launch
So
successfully?
successfully. That's
Yeah,
because you hear a lot of people talk about launching. I'm a strategist, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant.
yeah,
They have no receipts. It's a hobby,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah,
I will say that
yeah.
successful. That's a really, really a key component of it, right?
It is
So for
absolutely
me, I have I ended up falling into a career in sales
okay.
over almost 20 years ago at this point.
Wow. Okay.
And never considered myself to be a salesperson until somebody told me that I was. And
Okay.
initially, I was actually kind of offended. I was like, a salesperson? I was thinking like a used car salesperson. I was like, I'm not a salesperson.
Like, wait a minute.
They were like, no, but you are. And ultimately ended up having a really long and a really fruitful career in sales.
Okay.
And what I ended up figuring out was that relationships were the most important component to my success, whether it was
Absolutely.
in my career and me being able to climb that ladder
Mhm.
in an industry that was very white male dominated,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or if it was the way that I built relationships with clients and customers that allowed me to do 3x what my counterparts were doing.
Mhm.
Relationships were really at the core, or even relationships with my peers, to be able to leverage them for things that I didn't know or that I didn't understand, and to be able to pick up a phone and say, "Hey, can
Yeah,
you help me with this?" Right?
yeah.
And a series of things happened that brought me to the point where I had decided I had this tremendous career, and I decided that I actually wanted to make a pivot, that I
Okay.
wanted to begin to work for myself.
Okay.
And that was in a 3-week period of time. I told my husband for the first time the thought came into my head, Thanksgiving of 2019. And by
Okay.
December 1, I was given my notice. And he was like, wait. Like you had said you were going to do it, but how we gonna make this work, right? Because
Come on.
I was making mid 6 figures as a base salary and had a low 6 figures bonus and
Yeah, yeah,
commission.
yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, so how I believe you, I believe in you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How we gonna do this?"
Right.
And I was able to successfully pivot from my W-2 role. I pivoted that role into a consultancy, and
Come
that's
on.
what ended up paying for my consulting business,
I
right?
love it. I love
And
it.
when I did that, that's when I was like, "Huh." If I did this for myself, I imagine that there have to be a lot of people out there
Yeah.
that want to understand how they can make that type of pivot, how they can launch something. And I
Yeah.
thought about the success I'd had in my life. I thought about my success in my career, in my
Mhm.
home, in our family, in school.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I ended up seeing and identifying that there were so many women who were even more talented than me who didn't have the confidence to launch.
Yeah.
They didn't think that they had it in them. And I'm like, but
Yeah.
you doing all the things
Right.
already. You're
Yes.
doing all the things
Yes.
already. So I started talking to them and mentoring them
I
about
love
what
it.
I did and
Mhm.
about implementing the strategy. I put a framework in place. And these women were coming back and they were building these high five, low 6 figure like side hustles,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
spend like 6 to 8 weeks. And I was like,
Wait a minute, but did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? She said they were building side hustles.
side hustles.
Side hustles.
Why
Okay.
they still working?
Did y'all catch that? Okay, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure y'all was catching that.
The side hustles while they were still working. And I was like, well, dang, maybe there's something here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so the more I did it, I was working on for referrals and I just started getting more people. And I was like, let me systematize this.
Yeah.
And that's where the launch strategy came in. So now people, I have a VIP day option where I work with people for 4 hours.
Yeah.
In order to be able to help them to optimize something that they already have and to launch it into something even more profitable.
Yeah.
And I love it. I get to work with really smart women every single day. I just had one that I worked with earlier today. I did a Facebook post about her.
Yeah.
So smart. And literally all we did was, I asked her questions. I helped her to be able to put things together. And she came out of it. She's already running a 6-figure business. She came at it with 5-figure passive income service. What she had to do now was hand it over to somebody and execute.
Yeah, I love it. That, that is so beautiful. So let me just say, let me just commend you and give you your flowers for just doing that, for just tapping into your gift and not only keeping it for yourself, but wanting to share your gift with others. And that means so much, especially for us as Black women. We don't always tap into our own gifts, let alone share our gifts with other people. So that means so much. It means so much. And, we can serve so many people, but it's so important that we just save a corner for women that look like us. Because we get into a funk where we feel like we are not capable, that we are not able, that our gift is not worthy, that our gift is not valid. And that is simply not true. When there are women like us who are creating the platforms, who are creating, who are being the trendsetter and making sure that not only we become successful, but that we intentionally reach back and grab sisters from the left and the right and the back and the front. And we like, come on, sis, we can't go alone.
Listen, who wants to be alone? Who wants to be alone?
I've said it from the beginning, like, who wants to go to the party at the top of the mountain and party by themselves? I don't want to party alone.
Listen, I want to be successful and surrounded, not successful and solo.
Come on. Because successful and surrounded is everything. So I appreciate that. And I'm glad you tapped in on the lunch specialist. So let's tap into this speaker gig. Let's talk about this speaking, girl. Let's talk about it. How did you get into that?
Ooh, let me tell you. So I have always had the gift of gab, right? And it's interesting because when I was really young, it was like, Deana talks too much in the classroom. Because I'll preface this by saying, people don't believe me. I don't even know if you know this about me, Tara, but I'm actually an introvert. I'm not an extrovert.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all see? Do y'all see that? What? But you know what, though? Let me stop you and say I do understand, because people think I am such an extrovert. But you know what? Sometimes if you put me in a room and I'm like, I am such an introvert, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Right. I'm not about to talk to anybody. I'm nervous to talk to somebody. I don't even want to talk. Like, no. So I get it. So go ahead with that. I'm an
introvert. And even when I was younger, I built, strong. I'm the type of person where I rather go deep than wide on relationships.
Come on, right? Deep.
So when I find my people, right? Tara knows this. When I find my people, we together.
Yeah.
Right? We together because we done found each other. We're aligned, right?
Yes.
And we playing for the long term. I don't do microwave relationships. And what ended up happening was that I had found that I had a gift of gab. I was able to easily command a space in a room.
Yeah.
Because my goal as a connector is always to make sure that everyone is seen. Mm-hmm. I'm the person that's making sure that the person who's in the event and not saying much, I'm reading their body language. I am bringing and drawing them into the conversation.
Yeah.
And in doing that, people were calling me to do things all the time. They're like, hey, Deana, we need somebody to speak for the thing. And I'm an impromptu speaker. Like, you and I, we didn't do any prompt for this.
Yeah.
I'm just a natural speaker.
We just talk.
Right. And doing that, people would just come to me and they were like, Deana, we need somebody to host this. We need somebody to MC this thing. We need somebody to moderate. We need somebody to host an event. And I started doing it. And then I started seeing how much folks get paid to do this. And I was like, wait, Now
Come
wait a
on.
minute. Now wait a minute. I think so often we make the mistake of believing that because a gift comes easy to us,
Mhm.
that it does not have as much value as it has to other people.
Yeah. I
Right?
and say that one. Look, say that one
Right?
more time, because
Something
people
that
don't.
comes natural to you.
Right.
You're like, oh well, I just speak. Oh well, I just sew.
Hmm.
Oh well, I just bake,
Right.
sweet
Right.
potato pies, right?
Right.
But something that a coach told me one time is that the thing that you can do in your sleep,
Hmm.
people are losing sleep over.
Yeah. And you know what? That's real talk.
People
That's
losing sleep over it. And you have to charge and have rates and prices and investment levels
yeah.
that are aligned
Hmm.
to the problems that you're helping people solve, the
Absolutely.
pain that you are taking away, not how much effort it takes for you to do it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not how difficult it is for you.
Hmm.
But honestly, when you're operating in your gift, making money should feel like breathing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're doing the thing that you do best. You're
Yep.
doing the thing that you're undefeated in, right?
Right.
So the more and more I was doing that, people were starting to pay me for it. And then one day I sat down and someone was like, hey, Deanna, we want you to come in and we want you to do this event. How much will it be? And Tara, I set a number. And remember, I'm a recovering salesperson, right? I set a number that I literally had to sit on my hands in order to prevent myself
Mm-hmm.
from reacting to what I was saying. I was
Right.
like, this is a number I would have never
Yeah.
imagined would come out of my mouth
Hmm. Hmm.
for 2 hours of work.
Yeah. 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 I get it.
And I said the number and they said, okay, well, how do we pay you?
Ha! Come on. Shondo. Hey.
I said, well, if it's that easy, the number's too low.
Exact.
So
That
then
part.
the number went up.
That part. That part.
And people were still investing in it. And what somebody explained to me so well, they said, Deanna, the value that you bring to an event, first of all, the stress that you relieve of the organizer or the person who just has to worry about doing their thing, we can't put a value on it. They said, but the things that when people leave our events, what they're remembering is the connectivity that you created
Yeah. Yeah.
through
Yeah.
your hosting and your emceeing. They are
Yeah.
remembering how you made them feel. And because you're aligned to our brand, that is embedded in their memory. And that's
Exactly.
going to be a lasting memory that will last a lifetime. We can't pay you for
Absolutely.
that. For real.
Absolutely. And you cannot. And you cannot.
For real, for real. So that's how I got into the speaking. I fell into it
I
and
love it.
then realized that was it. That
This
was
is
it.
it. Look at this right here. Look at this message right here. This is so cute. Gina say, how you pay me quickly?
Quickly. Look, I accept.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Quick,
Like
fast, and in a hurry. And let
I
me
love
tell
it.
you, there's something, and this is something that I talk to people about as a launch strategist, Harry, and you know this,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
As being a business coach and being an influencer, the higher your price goes, when you are working with your aligned and ideal client,
Mhm.
the easier it is for you to get paid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Faster they pay you.
Right.
The relationship is like air,
Yes.
breathing,
Yes.
going back. These are partnerships that don't feel like work at all.
Exactly.
They don't feel
Exactly.
like work.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. And that you are telling, baby, you are telling nothing but the truth. You are
Yeah.
speaking the absolute truth, because that means everything. And when you set yourself up to do what you do best, price yourself as such.
Listen, why not? Why not? I tell people all the time, and listen, I'm not anti anybody. I will say I'm not
Right.
anti anybody. I love everyone. I'm a Christian. I love
Yeah.
everyone. Um, I am pro Black women,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
I am pro Black women.
Yeah.
And I say often to my tremendously accomplished,
Hmm.
amazingly skilled, well educated
Hmm.
client,
Hmm.
price yourself
Hmm.
as if you were a mediocre white man.
Yeah. I
Ask
mean, real
for,
talk. Real talk. Real talk.
ask for with the same type of energy, right?
Hmm.
with the
Mm-hmm.
same type of energy
Yeah.
require
Mm-hmm.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Require the same thing. Because what we do a lot of times as Black women is we will look at a job description or we'll look at an event schedule,
Mm-hmm.
qualifications. And what we do is we look at all of the things that we don't have.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's 10 things. I only got 8. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna apply.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas studies show, I'm not making it
Come
up.
on.
The
Say
data
it.
shows,
Tell them the statistics. Tell them.
the data shows that men,
Mm-hmm.
or just say white men in general,
Yeah.
will look at a job description and let's say if there are 10 things and they have 4, they don't say I'm not gonna apply. They say I could do that other thing too.
Right.
I could do that.
They apply and get it. They apply and they get it.
Right.
And wait a minute. This is the crazy thing. This is when you come with a mediocre period, just mediocre person at all. They'll come in, only have 4 things out of the 10. 4 things out of the 10, get to the table, say, oh, I can do this, but then ask for a higher salary and get that.
And again, remember, this is not diminishing them. This is saying play at that level.
Exactly, because they are stepping into their gift. They know what they have, and they are so confident in themselves that they're like, you know what? I may only have 4 of these listed things, but shucks, I can get this right in the same circle. I can get this. I can go in here and I can learn this, or I can
exactly right.
adapt to this. And that's the thing. Like, you got to play on that level. So wherever you want to go, you got to play on that level.
You got to play on that level. Let me tell you, we talk a lot about being in the room, right? We talk a lot about being in the right rooms. It wasn't until I started to get into these rooms with people who didn't look like me.
Yeah.
That I realized what the real game was.
Right.
I think so often we look at folks who are influencers, we look at folks who have these high positions, and we think, oh my God, they wouldn't be in this position if they didn't know exactly what they were doing. They wouldn't be in this position if they didn't check all these boxes. And Tara, I got into the room with these folks, and I was like, you must be punking me. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, get into the room and they're like, well, Deana, what do you think? How would you solve this problem? And I mean, I would have to break it down for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, really legitimately, you get in these rooms and you realize that it is not about what you know.
It's not.
It's not about what you know. Yes, you need to know some things, right? But at the end of the day, my success in my life, whether it be personal or professional, the deciding factor for me came down to who I knew.
Come on, which drives me right into this next, where we going next is this master connector, because that means so much. And I tell people in this group and on my platform, and I tell people all the time when I'm coaching folks, listen, you got to connect. I teach my kids, and I tell my kids all the time, I'm a sorority girl. I'm in other organizations, and all this good stuff. And they're like, Mom, I don't want to. I said, do you think I just wake up in the morning and I want to go to these meetings and I want to go and connect with these people?
Better rub them elbows.
Like, I love people, but sometimes I don't want to go to a meeting. Sometimes I don't want to do an extra project. Sometimes I don't want to gather with anybody to do anything. I don't. But you know what? You cannot live in this world alone. You cannot be by yourself. You cannot listen. The connectivity of being around people, the connections, because when I call on somebody and they can say, oh, my girlfriend got this, hold on. When I call on somebody else, oh, well, we got that. Don't worry about it. It's the network. And then your network is your net worth. And that is everything.
Tell them.
Listen, being a master connector is everything. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because after we talked about this, y'all, I know you guys have questions. We are going to jump right into questions as soon as we discuss this master connections. Listen, let's talk about it. What makes you a master connector? Let's talk about it. I know, but I want them to know.
So for me, the master connector thing is probably the thing that I've had for the longest. It's the thing that's been most intrinsic. I told you about my grandfather, right? It's been that thing that's been most intrinsic to me and who I am. But it was something that I assumed that everyone did. And it's one of those things where people don't tell you that it's an outlier, right? You just assume everybody does it. And what I ended up figuring out was that I have a really strong ability to be able to build high trust, high impact relationships early.
Come on. Did y'all hear that? She said high trust,
high impact relationships. And I have to tell you when I figured it out for real. Because I always knew I like to talk to people. I like to connect people. But back in 2015, when my husband and I found out that we were pregnant with my daughter, my sons at the time were 2016, so they were 7 and almost 5. We found out that we were having a surprise baby, right? Because they were older. And after we got over the shock, we were like, oh, okay, cool. Then we found out we're having a girl. We're like, oh, Jesus. All right, that's fine. Right. That's fine, Jesus. And I was working this career, I was working this job. And then 5.5 months into my pregnancy, I ended up getting diagnosed with stage 2B breast cancer while I was pregnant with my daughter.
Yeah.
No breast cancer history, right? Yeah. And you know this. Yeah. We talked about this.
Yeah.
And Tara, when I say that was a point at which, if I ever had to think of a point at which I was literally speechless and had no idea what direction to turn in as a person of tremendous faith, I would say that was that point, right? And what ended up happening was that after I got over my mini breakdown, right, which hadn't happened but didn't last long, the immediate thing that I went into action with was, this is something that I myself don't know how to deal with. I don't know anything about it. You know, breast cancer by itself is one thing. Being pregnant by itself is another thing. When you put them together.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That's a different animal.
I had doctors that had no idea what to do. They couldn't even tell me what to do. They're like, you're definitely going to have to terminate the pregnancy, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
The one thing that I knew how to do outside of praying, right? I prayed, right?
Absolutely.
And that we stayed in prayer the entire time, right? Was I knew how to call on the people that I trusted to help me to navigate this. Yeah. And so I ended up making phone calls to people that I had built really strong relationships with through high school, through college, and other parts of my life.
Yeah.
And by making those phone calls within 12 hours of my diagnosis, I had phone consults with 3 of the top 5 medical directors of the cancer centers in the country. Not chief oncologists. Not specialists. The medical directors. And within 12 hours of those conversations, this was Good Friday now.
Actually, yeah.
Almost exactly 6 years ago. Good Friday. I was sitting in the office of the woman who would become my oncologist.
All right.
Within 48 hours of getting my diagnosis. And from there, we were able to navigate this really meticulous, really difficult situation.
Yeah.
And to thrive. Was it hard? Hardest thing I ever had to do in my life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what she said to me. She said, Deana, I'm going to tell you 2 things. She said, first thing I want you to know is that the cancer that you have, it is not just treatable, it's curable. I said, all right.
Okay.
She said, but number 2, this will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life.
Yeah.
And you have to be certain that this is what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you telling me I got a chance.
Okay.
I got a chance. Everything is temporary, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So if I got to roll through it for 6 months or a year, if I know there's an endpoint.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And I know the God that I serve, right? And I know the village that surrounds me.
Yeah.
And you're giving me the resources that I need, then we just going to do it.
Yeah.
And we pushed through, and I had chemo while I was pregnant. And then we stopped, and we ended up having an emergency C-section for my daughter, who came out. She's my healthiest kid. She's my left-handed diva. She's about to be starting the 1st grade in September. Reading on a 4th grade level. I don't even know how she's as smart as she's out of control. She's out of control. And did more chemo, did daily radiation for 8 weeks, had surgery,
Yeah.
all those things. But in the end, it was my ability to connect with people
Come on.
and my ability to be a person of my word that I was able to call in those favors. So often in relationships and in networking, we try to take withdrawals before we make any deposits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what happens then? You're going to overdraft,
Yeah.
right?
You're going, yeah,
You're going to overdraft. And
absolutely.
at the end of the day, all of us had that family member, right? Where as soon as you see their number on your phone, you're like, nope, not today.
Not today.
I'm
Not
doing
today,
it.
Satan.
You already
Not
know.
today.
You already know they withdrawing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But by the key to being a master connector is to always lead with a gift, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know when you're gonna have to make a withdrawal. Ever.
Come on. Oh man.
You want to be centered in the give. You want to be centered in the give. And that's why I can literally, and Tara seen me do it. I can literally, you can say, I have a need, and I can literally pick up my phone, shoot a text message, and have a response. And not just a response, but action.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Within 5 minutes.
Yep. I've seen
it.
High
trust, high impact.
I've seen it, and that is the truth. And that means so much. And I've, said that over and over again. We cannot do this alone. We've got to, you've got to consider the relationships that you make. 100%. And I try and I tell people all the time, listen, you may not like what they do, but that's not the issue. Connect with folks. Connect with folks that don't look like you. Connect with folks that don't do what you do. Connect with folks that are complete opposite of you. It is a relationship. You can say hello and you can be the nicest person to them, and they can be the nicest person to you, and y'all can have absolutely nothing in common.
Let me tell you, Tara, something that we don't talk about enough, and something that I know you know about, and that we'll be talking about a lot in the upcoming summit, is sponsorship. So we talk a lot about mentorship, right?
Yeah.
Hey, find yourself a mentor. But we don't talk as much about sponsorship.
Yeah. Okay.
More Black women need to be focused on sponsorship. And what is sponsorship in your career, your business? That means that you have people who are actually saying your name in rooms where you're not present. These people don't have to look like you. They don't have to run businesses. But when you have relationships, somebody can hear a need, know that you can fill that need, and say your name and never engage directly with you. The job, the position that I ended up having right before I ended up leaving corporate was the highest paying position that I had ever had. Never imagined that I would make the amount of money that I was making at that age, at that point in time in my career.
Right.
That opportunity came to me because a white woman that I had worked with 5 years before then, 5 years before, said my name to a recruiter.
Come on.
Who was specifically looking for somebody who had my skill set. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I didn't apply for the job.
Listen.
I didn't fill out a job application. I didn't say choose me, pick me. I actually rejected the job.
Come on.
And they pursued me.
I like it.
And then because of that, I was able to negotiate even above and beyond something that I was already like, wow, this is what they want to give me. But then I'm like, well, they're coming after me, so there must be something a little higher.
Come on.
There's got to be they're not sweating yet. That's the thing. When you're negotiating, they got to sweat a little bit.
Just a little bit.
They got to sweat a little bit. Yeah. Especially when you know the value that you bring.
Come on.
And I said, you know what? That's what sponsorship is.
Yeah.
And not only do we need to be connecting with people and seeking out sponsors, but we need to be sponsors for others. And that's something that I love about what Tara does.
Come on.
Tara is consistently finding opportunities on her platform, in her life, high visibility opportunities to give people a chance to be able to elevate and to showcase who they are and to operate in their gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is sponsorship.
That's sponsorship. That's me all day.
That's sponsorship. I know that's what you do. I know that's what, and that's why you and I have been able to get along so well so fast.
Yeah.
Is because that's another part of it too, being a master connector. And we want to get to the questions, but a lot of this is also about not just connecting with any old person.
Right.
You got to be able to make aligned connection.
Come on. And that align means it does. Let me speak on that align real quick. It doesn't mean that you're just throwing people away. It doesn't mean that because you got to understand that, you know, folks may not be where you are right now, but they could definitely potentially grow into another position that can still speak your name in the room. So you don't throw people out because, you know, and I used to listen. I used to tell people all this time, you know, and my daddy taught me this. You have a relationship with everybody. My daddy was a principal of the school, and he always told me the janitor is just as important as the secretary. The secretary is just as important as the cafeteria worker. The cafeteria worker is just as important as my teachers, and they are just as important as my assistant principals. Like so you don't know, right? You need to get in there and you need to still make relationships, create relationships. You never know who you may run into or who you may need in the interim. So you just jump in and still create relationships.
And you be you, right? Let your brand shine through who you are. You know why I got through college?
Come on.
I got through college because I made relationships with the folks who serve the food.
Come on.
So when everybody else didn't have no more meal points,
listen,
and they couldn't eat, they were sliding me some fried chicken and mac and cheese on the side.
All day long.
And how your mama doing, right?
Yes.
I made relationships with the cleaning folks. Those are my best friends in college.
Yes.
Because one day I had to study for a test. I had to get into the library, and I had gotten there because the way that my library used to be is that after a certain point in time, the outside door is locked, but not the inside door, right? And then you have like the reading rooms. And I remember one night I was messing around, it was college, right? Messing around with my friends, went out to the spot, and I came by, and the library door was locked. I was like, they can't do this to me. They can't do it. And I remember, I never forget, the maintenance guy who did the cleaning, Steve, he had dreadlocks. And we used to talk all the time. Cool Jamaican dude. And he said, well, what happened? What happened? I said, Steve, I got to get into the library. He was like, all right, D. He was like, you know, you should have been. I was like, yeah, I know. I should have been in there. Yeah. He was like, I'm going to let you in because it's you. And he let me into that library. And that was the reason that I was able to pass my accounting final, was because I got to get in there to my study group. I'm telling you, relationships will unlock doors for you that are closed and locked to everybody else.
Man, listen.
You got the master key when you got relationships.
Listen.
You got the master key. But it's strategy to it. There's strategy to it.
It is.
No?
But understanding that building relationships and being you and being loyal and, you know, keeping your word and making sure that your word is bond. That's what all matters. That's what matters in relationships. You know what I mean? Because people know that they can count on you. Yep. And that just means everything. So I love that. So right, before we get into that, let's talk about something that we got coming up at the end of the month. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. So y'all listen.
Listen, I'm excited about it. So Tyra, we're doing a bunch of stuff this year. The first thing that we're doing that I'm excited about, that we're partnering on, is that I am holding my second annual Success Tribe Virtual Summit.
Yeah.
I have a collaboration container of amazing Black and brown women who are all committed to growing their businesses through intentional success. And every year we have a summit. And this summit is specifically a place and a space that I have curated in order to be able to facilitate intentional connection, partnership, high trust, high impact relationships between 6 and 7 figure women.
Yeah.
And building their businesses and their lives through intentional partnership. So the reason that I created this space is because a lot of times when you get to the level that you and I are headed toward, right? We on our way, right?
Yeah.
We talked about the other day. Sometimes you got Cape riders, right?
Yeah.
Folks that want to ride the Cape, they see you on the way up and they're like, wait,
Yeah. I'm jumping on. I'm jumping on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Remember in the 4th grade when I made sure they didn't take your lunch money, right? Like they ain't talk to you, but it's all right, right?
Yeah.
And when you get to the point where you and I are, where you at, I'm on my way. You there. You there.
I'm coming behind you.
It becomes difficult, even if you have a harder service.
Yeah.
Right? Even if everything in you wants to give, to know who to trust.
Yeah.
To know who's vetted.
Yeah.
To know who's going to help you build and who's there to work with you.
Yeah.
And so because I'm a master connector, what I do is I do all the vetting for that. So we curated this space that's a safe space to create these amazing intentional collaborations between these 6 and 7-figure women.
Yeah.
April 30th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a virtual summit. It's going to be on Zoom. Miss Tara Page is one of our keynote speakers for the summit. One of our keynote speakers. We have 3 tremendous keynotes, but y'all know, come on now. Y'all in the chat, if y'all ready to come to the summit to see Tara, give y'all gems, right? And the theme of the summit is curating communities that create currency.
Yeah.
Curating communities that create currency. This is the thing, Tara. I don't even know if you heard this. We actually sold the summit out already.
Really?
We sold it
because you had opened up like 10 extra spots.
So then I opened up 10 more spots. So we sold it out the first time. Okay. I opened up 10 more spots. We legitimately have 3 spots left.
I love it.
After we sell out these 3 spots, we close because
I love
Deana control. We want to keep this a super, super intimate engagement.
And that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. So we have 3 spots left. When those spots are left, what'll happen is that you'll go to successtribesummit.com. And if you go in and you try to register and the spots are going, you want to automatically go to the wait list, which is fine because you'll be on the wait list for next year. Right?
Yeah.
But if anybody is listening to this, and first of all, you want to be able to have the opportunity to connect on a more personal level with Miss Tara Page and so many other tremendous women who are aligned to intentional collaboration, sponsorship, mentorship, connection, then go ahead and click on the link. Go to successtribesummit.com.
It's actually in the chat. So it's in the chat.
And then y'all, when you go, because there's obviously a significant investment because it's access. We're getting into the room. We're getting into the room. Just go ahead and put in promo code Tara.
Okay.
Put in promo code Tara. And that is Tara's gift to you all.
It's a good gift. I just want y'all to know.
Let me tell y'all something.
Dynamic gift.
These seats are not gonna be around for long. Because I know the Sugar Sisters. So I know these are some action takers.
Okay.
Right? Go to successtribesummit.com, put in code Tara, and then say, thank you, Miss Tara, for that amazing gift. I love the opportunity to serve you. And I'm emceeing my own summit, which I love.
Yeah.
MC to amp up my folks. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait.
I'm excited. I'm so excited and cannot wait. I'm stoked. So y'all jump in, y'all come and see us, at the Success Tribe Summit. We are going to be, it's going to be a day of gem dropping. Like you are going to be blown away. So I'm super, super excited about it. Cannot wait. So y'all go ahead, look, while y'all are going ahead and jumping in, I know y'all looking at the website. I know y'all in there right now. We're going to go ahead and steal some questions.
Look, I'm going to let you know when it comes through. I'm going to let you know when it comes. Hold on.
I appreciate it.
Wait, I think. Oh no.
Will you provide your information? I would love to share this with a few young African-American women who are starting their own businesses here in Clarksville, Tennessee. You would be such an inspiration to them. Absolutely. So we'll go ahead. Deana, what's your website too? So shout that out so my admin can go ahead and put it in the comments so they can connect.
You know what? This is what I'm gonna give y'all because the website is cool. You can get in there, but if you want to get me directly, join the Facebook group.
Okay.
Join the Intentional Success Tribe Facebook group. And Tara, I'm actually going to go ahead and give you the link to that group here.
The link in there. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. And then because we here with the Sugar Sisters, I don't do this for everybody. I want you to go ahead and I'm going to drop my email address too. You email me. If y'all email me and y'all told me that y'all seen me here on the Patio Chic chat with Miss Tara, what I'm going to give you, as long as you email me, it's got to be like either tonight or tomorrow because the inbox going to go crazy.
Okay.
I will be happy to offer you a 30-minute strategy session.
Come
on behalf of Miss Tara, because she's been such a tremendous support and asset to me. And at the end of the day, for us, it's all about sponsorship.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and email me at that email address if you would like to have a strategy session around your business. Now, with the VIP and the launch strategy that I do, I work with folks who have established businesses on launch strategy.
Come on.
Right?
Let's start.
So the ones that's just starting, the Facebook group is cool because we can connect, we can engage, right? Yeah. And if you really are just starting your business and you're really looking for a coach or a strategist, I got somebody for that. Because I'm a master.
Love it.
Right? Like I can make sure I get you to somebody.
Connection.
Sessions, yeah. For the strategy sessions with me, you have an established business and you are now ready to launch an event, a VIP day, something that has high impact and doesn't require a ton of your time and can 3x your earnings. Those are the folks who should be going ahead and taking advantage of that complimentary strategy session. And please just go ahead and put Patio Chic in. Actually, put Sugar Sister. Put Sugar Sister in the subject so that I know who you are and I can make sure that we extend that to you. Sugar Sister.
Yes, absolutely. So there we go. Listen. Y'all, go ahead and jump right in. Now, listen, let me tell you this. If you have some questions, go ahead and pop them in the comment section so we can go ahead and field those questions. We are coming to the end of our Patio Chic Chat session. And listen, I want you to be able to answer some questions. We got 7 minutes. We have 7 minutes.
And y'all, I'm here. I want to answer questions. That's another thing. I'm all about giving actionable, doable strategies. I don't do fluff. I don't do fluff because I don't like when people fluff me. Right. So if you have a question, and we don't do these all the time. So if you have a specific question, I would love to be able to provide you with actionable strategy.
Like right now.
Yeah. Monique, thank you so much. I am glad. Monique, I hope I have the opportunity to serve you at the summit, girl. Let's summit.com so you can hang out with us on that day. And don't forget to put that promo code Tara in there.
Absolutely. This is going to be so much surprise. But listen, let me jump in and listen, y'all. Go ahead and I see the look, the thumbs up, the hearts and all that stuff. And y'all are just
okay.
I love it. So if you have any questions, let's go ahead and jump in and put those questions in the comment section. I'm so excited. And while you guys are doing, I love the response, actionable strategy. Absolutely. Actionable strategy, because that's what it's all about.
Actionable, doable.
Right. It's no sense in talking and we can't get nothing done, right?
Absolutely. Actionable, doable. That's what I'm all about. And I know that that's what Tara's about too.
Yes, let's make it happen. Because that's what it's about. So I appreciate it. So I'm not seeing any questions, but that is okay. Let me tell y'all something. I know this has been a fun-filled hour. I know that this has been, I know you should have some information. You should at least have enough information to move forward. No lip service here. Absolutely. There's not going to be any lip service, but I am so glad that you guys joined us and connected with us tonight. Guess what Deana is on her way to?
Yes. I gotta go to the hospital, y'all. My niece is being born like imminently. Like I think she's pushing right now. I think the baby coming out right now. My brother, my baby brother. I can't call him a baby anymore. He'll be 34 this year, whatever. But my baby brother, he is expecting his second child any minute now. His oldest child, his son, my nephew, my only nephew, by blood, is he just turned 1 on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day. Y'all, they got another baby that's coming tonight. Them kids gonna be 13 months apart almost exactly. Thank you so much, Jean. So I am excited. I'm gonna try to run to the hospital and see if I can see the little girl be
I'm
born.
excited. I'm excited for you. I am so excited. And
Let's
y'all,
go, Gina. Gina, go ahead and email me at deannajean.com so that we can chat. But Gina, join us at the summit. That
yes,
is the place where
yes,
when I say y'all gonna be served, y'all.
get in there.
I over deliver always. See, me and Tara like that. We the same, right?
Just always giving
I
extra
over deliver.
because
It's
that's what
it's
it's
gonna
about.
be something. It's gonna be something. You got to get in there with us.
That's what it's about. Keep on talking, sugar. What an impact. Absolutely. This is what we do. And
Yeah.
this is why I curated, Patio Chick Chats, y'all. It is the summit is August. I'm sorry, August. No, it's not
April
August.
30th.
April 30th. But this is why I curated Patio Chick Chats. It's so that we can have these dope conversations on the patio and we can bring in dope guests and we can talk about anything. And I know this is about, being on the patio and decorating our patio and creating a space that we love. But, it's also about empowering each other and inspiring each other to create these spaces. So that means, bringing in experts to get us ready to do the things that we want to do so that we can, make the money that we need to decorate these patios. Cause y'all know we don't do anything small. We don't do it little. We don't
big.
It doesn't even matter what size space you have. We going all out. We are bringing baby
the way out.
We want blinged out planners. We want big planners. We want swimming pools. We want she sheds and she lofts. Somebody else had a whole nother name for something. I was like, oh my goodness, this is everything. So this is why, and this is why I bring folks. And y'all know I am a woman of my word. Like I'm not going to the top by myself. So y'all listen, this is going to be amazing.
I'm a witness.
Amazing. And I appreciate you, Deana. Let me just say thank you. I appreciate you
and Tara,
for being here.
Thank you. And y'all, we talked about the summit, but listen, every single person that's on this live, y'all need to get your TPC con.
Come on.
Listen.
Come on. Bring it on in.
If y'all done enjoyed this little engagement here, y'all need to go ahead and get your TPC con.
Because it gets better.
It gets more better. But listen, you won't know how much more better it's going to get until you get to TPC con. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Get your tickets. Just get tickets. Get them now. Make sure that I heard the hotel about sold out. So please go ahead and do that and just be ready.
They say that TPC con ready, baby. Let's go.
It's going to be on and popping in a big way.
Yes.
So tickets.
Y'all get your tickets to TPC Con. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to run the commercial in just a second. But listen, I'm super excited about bringing Deana on. Y'all, I promise you, I will never bring anyone who's going to bring lip service. I'm going to bring somebody who's loyal to us as Sugar Sisters, who's loyal to what they do, and who is amazing at what they do. Because I'm not bringing anybody here who's going to be talking a bunch of fluff. I have seen her in action. I know she's an action taker, and I know that she can move you to taking action. So y'all listen, in the comment section, go ahead and give some hearts and some hands up and some love to Deana for being here, because we want to tell her thank you, sugar.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Baby, look at these tickets. I'm VIP in the house, got my ticket, got my hotel.
VIP.
Baby, look at that, Monique. Okay, yeah. Here we go. See, they liking it. Y'all go ahead.
I see the hearts.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, y'all can't miss TPC Con. I'm telling y'all, you can't miss it.
We are going to have an amazing time, y'all. Look, Christy said, thank you, Deana, and I appreciate you. So I just want to thank you one more time. And I'm giving you a big old virtual hug.
Thank you. And listen, and what I'm gonna do is when the baby is born, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure to post it inside of the group so everybody can see the future sugar sister.
I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am so excited, y'all. Listen, make sure you tag a sugar sister because this was some good information. So go in there, even if they did not make it tonight, go ahead and tag them so they can watch the replay. This is some good information. This is some good stuff to know. Y'all, listen, we're gonna go ahead and close this thing out, but I am so glad that you guys joined me tonight. Do you know the times yet for TPC Con? We're gonna send it. We'll send that out to you. Yes, we know the time, sugar. We're gonna get all that information right to you. So thank you guys for joining us this evening. This has been a pleasure having all of you, but it has been an absolute pleasure having you, Deana. Pamela says thank you. So y'all listen. One more time, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts if this was good to you tonight, and make sure you tag a sugar sister because this was too good to miss. Remember, now next week, let me tell y'all what we're talking about next week. Next week, we are talking about sticks on the patio, baby. Come on, where my cigar folks at? Where are my cigar ladies here? Listen, we're talking about etiquette.
On that one now.
Listen, we bringing the cigar. We are bringing Anita High School to the platform. She is the etiquette queen, and
yes.
she is talking about sticks, you know, the etiquette, the good way, the pretty way to smoke out.
Okay, we got to do it pretty. Okay,
listen. She's sharing all of her etiquette tips for us to smoke these cigars on the patio. So y'all, next week is going to be just as phenomenal. Get ready. Let me go ahead and close out on this TPC Con commercial. I'll see y'all next time right here on Monday night, 7:30 Central Standard Time. Patio Chic Chats. I see y'all. I love you. Bye.
Y'all get them tickets. Get them TPC Con tickets.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. I'm gone for good this time. See ya.